By now, you've probably heard my magic wand story. It's a brand that's been part of my personal journey for more than 20 years. But no matter how many times I sing Magic Wand's praises, I'll never be able to fully capture the story of this incredible brand. Well, now journalist and author Kate Sloan just completed a limited audio series documenting the history and impact that Magic Wand has created over the last 56 years. It's called Making Magic. And the series chronicles Magic Wand's incredible brand story through interviews with nearly 40 experts, performers, business owners, educators, and fans. So I got a sneak preview of this series, and what I loved is that Kate weaves together snippets from all their interviews into this amazing story arc. She covers Magic Wand's journey from appliance store massager to its legendary influence on culture and sexual independence, and it's all just fascinating. The first episodes of Making Magic are available now at makingmagicseries.com or on all popular podcast platforms. Just search for Making Magic or visit makingmagicseries.com today. Thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, I'm joined by Cam and KarenLee Poter from the podcast Sex Talk with My Mom. And we're talking all about how to make sex a lot less awkward to talk about with not only your family, but with anyone. Topics include why talking about sex and learning about it can and should be fun. What to do when your partner's getting too serious too fast. So should you stay or should you go? The age-old question of a slow-paced relationship. And your partner says they like going down on you, but they've only done it a few times. What's the deal? All this and more. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily. You got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. You can check out everything we have going on at sexwithemily.com. I promise you're going to find things there that will help you have the better sex and relationships and life that you are craving. Find me Monday through Friday on SiriusXM Radio, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific, channel stars 109. You can go to sexwithemily.com/SXM for a free trial, which I totally think you should do. You'll love it. Find me on all social media at Sex with Emily across the board. And I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Sex Talk with My Mom. I'm so excited to welcome my guests, Cam and KarenLee Poter.
It's Poter.
Okay, why is it? I said that. Okay, Poter. It said Porter. Poter. I knew that. I said it right before.
Well, hello.
KarenLee, Cam.
We'll answer to anything. It doesn't really matter.
Listen. They have a podcast, and they've just did their 200th episode, Sex Talk with My Mom.
Hello.
And you can find it all at sextalkwithmymom.com and at Sex Talk with My Mom. We'll put all this in the show notes. But thank you guys for being here because that's awesome. You guys have been doing it a while?
We've been doing a lot, and it's been a fun ride talking to my mom about sex.
I mean, right? Yeah. And at first, people, it's funny because they had me do a video, you had me do a thing. You're like, what did you think when you first heard of this title? I'm like, I think it sounds like awesome because I'm also in the business. I'm like, that makes so much sense. I don't know what other people thought, but to me, it's like, and then you guys are hilarious together.
Thank you.
I have like mom envy. All I wanted was like KarenLee to be my mom.
I know. That's what it got cut off right when you said that. I was like, I know what she's going to say.
I said it got cut off. Okay. Well, we were. I wanted you to be my mom.
You doing it.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Of course.
I'm everyone's mom.
You are though. But like, okay, so you've been doing it now for how many years now? 200 episodes?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. Okay, so what have you learned about sex? What have you learned about
Cam
people?
Definitely knows more than me now.
He's
taken over.
I know a lot about sex toys now, but I'm still learning experientially rapidly. My thoughts on cunnilingus have completely changed.
That's right.
Recently.
Oh, recently again? Wait.
Of late.
It's an evolution of cunnilingus.
Give me this. How is your cunnilingual change?
I started reading. So my mom has been suggesting I read She Comes First for years.
Ian Kerner changed my life back in 2003. I think my copy is like
every
really
man should
worn.
read. Every person should read She Comes First.
It is unbelievable. I never read it.
Okay.
And because she was recommending it.
Right,
I'm like,
you're
I'm
like,
not
no,
going to
I'm not-
listen to my fucking mom. And,
Exactly.
Yeah, we're allowed to swear on here, right?
Yeah, too.
I
Okay.
recommend it to everyone.
Okay.
Because it's a book that's Ian Kerner, who I'm a huge fan of Ian Kerner, and he's like, she comes first. Like, the woman comes, you make her come, and here's how you do it. He has great tips. And then you're like, oh, I get it. And then guys are like, why didn't I just going to go in there and jackhammer? And I'm like, no, you make her come first.
I would
This is
put a
the huge-
mimeograph back in the days. Back in the days.
Back in the days with the facts and
What
the
the hell's a mimeograph?
I don't know where I came
I
up
did-
with that, but I
I
used
did
to like. Well, it was before in 2003, whatever method of
Facts.
photocopying I did. I somehow got the photocopy to every boyfriend that I was with.
Oh, good.
But, well, not in 2003.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
after my
Afterward.
husband passed away. I wasn't like
He's
doing
like,
it.
Dad was so, right.
Yeah, what the hell?
I probably
It's okay, we
did give
get
it to your dad.
Oh, you gave my dad a copy of She Comes First?
Just certain instructions.
Just passing it down. Yeah, because
I
literally
understand.
I love it. Okay, so tell me what you learned from it.
Okay, so here's the big change. I think before I was always like, to be good at sex, you're like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her. That's like the general vibe, right? Which I was never capable of. Like, I was never fucking the shit out of
It's
anyone.
because it would happen
God.
really quickly.
Thank you, mother.
Oh, we've got some promescent
Filling
for
in
you.
the
Is that
blanks. I noticed this. I'm like, I know this fucking logo. I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm starting to read this
Because his book was Cam Comes First, and now you're like, no. Is what
No
we're
matter
saying.
what.
No matter what,
Cam
it was
comes
always
first.
Cam comes first. That's a good one. That could be our new.
If it starts,
display.
Cam is coming.
It could be our new logo.
There you go.
Cam comes first. Anyway, so I'm literally tearing up over here. Okay, so she
Not anymore. Okay.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Like 2 pages in, my whole mindset on how we approach sex completely changed. It's like it's all about like you can provide pleasure with your mouth, and that's like often way better than any
better.
sort of penetration.
Yeah, and you're like, what? It's not about my penis?
Bingo.
You're
Yeah.
like, I cared so much
Exactly.
about it.
Well, I've been
No
saying
reason.
that for years. Why all of a sudden was this
Because
revelation?
Because moms don't, you can't hear your mom
that's
say.
what it is.
Sorry.
I can't. It's like goes in one ear, and it just
Literally.
goes out to like an abyss.
It's like,
Not even close to coming back.
yeah. You know when they show the things, those little like drawings of like what men's brain, like mom's advice is like outside the brain.
Yeah.
Like it got to
Yeah.
escape somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. So you're right. So this is so true. So you learned. So just recently, you're like, oh.
Yes.
So even after 3.5 years, and even of us being friends,
Yes.
you still thought I'm going to fuck the shit out of her.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. I feel like I don't know what I want to do.
Isn't
Are
it
you
nuts?
Jewish? Like I want even another bar mitzvah or
I
something.
am
right?
Jewish.
You are.
It feels like coming out.
Exactly.
Honestly, this is what it feels like.
Wow. So have you had a chance to put it into action?
No. So I got to.
It's okay.
I got
another
to.
Those who can't do teach, I hear you.
Yeah, I got so excited about it, and then I was like, oh well, still I could get a lot of diseases if I just like start going out there.
Right. Just going down at
Going
everyone.
down on everyone. I was ready. I started
know,
the first 70 pages. I'm ready to just go down on literally anyone. And then I was like, well, hold on. We got to, just like take it slowly here because there's still some risk involved.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you find some, I get it. It's so true. Mom, you were right. Maybe other. Okay. So I'm glad you listen.
Thank you.
Karen Lee. This is how I feel. Is that, well, and you guys can call us if you'd like. 888-947-8277. I mean, sex talk with my mom, right? Like, would you try? Let's just talk about that for a minute. When you Cam was a young boy.
Yes.
Did you guys talk about sex openly in Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't having a lot of it.
Right.
But that's why it was easy to talk
So-
about.
Some things
It was
never change.
basically like, why aren't you having sex?
Yeah, it's still
So
a
the
question.
conversation hasn't changed
Right,
for
right.
20 years.
Conversation's been the same.
Yeah.
Right.
But like you were more open about it and
More than most
Yeah.
people. I
She was
mean,
the cool mom.
yeah, of course,
cool
right?
mom.
Yeah.
The
Still
kids
are the cool mom.
I'm very, very cool.
yeah, and sexy, sex,
With
sex
the
mom.
mimeograph.
What's
Yeah.
your YouTube? Do you still can people
I
look
do.
at you?
Karen Lee Love.
Karen Lee Love. We're gonna put everything in the show notes.
Okay.
because she's amazing.
Oh, well, thank
A Cougar's
you.
Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There is still in your bio. So is that what you're?
Oh, yeah.
That's your book.
And I'm
And then the
writing
Karen
another
Lee-
book, though. This book is going to be called The Secrets of Dating Older Women.
Oh my god.
Because
Okay,
all
can we-
these young guys want information on that.
Please, okay, you guys are blowing my freaking mind. Tell me about the tips for dating older women. Our audience here is like waiting with bated breath, as am I.
Oh, well, there's a lot of reasons why dating older works. That relationship of younger guy, older woman. Not the least of it is the woman has a lot more experience. So if you've got a young guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing and hasn't read Ian Kerner's book, then
Not a sponsor, but we love him. He's been a guest.
an older an older woman can do a lot of teaching and molding, and it works for both. And it's also great if you're not like wanting a relationship because you like.
This is, I think, the big
But this is
thing.
for
Yeah.
you. Well, how do you? So you date younger men?
Not anymore. I've been in
Right.
that same younger guy for 11 years. He's not that much younger, but he's younger. Well, I mean,
he's
way
way
younger.
I met him.
Yeah, you met him.
He's lovely.
Deez,
He's
yeah.
significantly younger.
I meant
How many years younger?
He's 15 years younger.
Oh.
But I meant like
Hero. Okay.
I'm talking like if you're like when I was first single. I was single at 47.
Okay.
And I'd been married for 24 years. I didn't want another older guy. I wanted like the young guy that there's no, expectations,
strings
obligations.
attached.
Yeah, it works.
Right, so that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then did you find that then when you were 47, were you dating men who were like 27,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
25, to 30, to 19?
I was happy to get a 30 and up.
Okay, right. That makes sense.
I was
17 years.
happy to get 30 and up, meaning it was usually much lower.
I'm telling you,
It happens to
I
my
was
friends, like-
in a state of shock when I became single because I was like, these young guys are coming up to me with big
Right.
balls or steel or something.
Yeah,
Coming
like,
up
hey.
and flirting with me, and I'm older. I mean,
These are the guys that think I can fuck the shit out of her.
Yeah.
They
Well-
don't need Ian Kerner's
Well,
book.
what are they thinking? Because you're a young gent. If you were looking, I know it's your mom.
young
You're not looking at your mom.
love
Where that came from.
It's my favorite.
Things went bad.
Gent.
Cam, but like really, like do you or your friends? Like I don't know if you have an older woman thing. Do you sleep with older women?
I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm not my mother's age.
No,
but
right. But you think, but maybe 15 or 10 or
Yeah.
But do you think that that's what guys are thinking? Still, like I want to fuck this. They're
Yeah.
looking at her, going, but why are they attracted to someone older rather than someone their own age? Because they could learn. Do they think they're thinking I want to learn something? Or
No, I think I think there's two reasons. Number one is that usually they have a lot of confidence at this age.
Yeah.
And if
It's
they're
true.
single and they're going out there and they look like how my mother dresses, you know that this person carries confidence.
fuck?
Well, I'm just saying.
Sounds like I'm walking around like a slut.
She looks beautiful.
You look
What do you
beautiful.
mean, like my mother
this is
dresses?
not how you typically dress to like a bar and
What?
I know what was
He has
going
this
on.
Picture painted of
I
me
know-
walking around like something.
Like in a leopard
You
mini.
described you and your friend. You described her as like Betty Boop in like a very like
Okay,
tight-
we're talking about when I
tight
first
jeans.
became single. I was like, "Whoa, I'm single. I can go out and let it all hang out, flaunt it."
See, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
All right, but
It's fine, good. But it was good for your confidence.
it
Anything
was-
bad
yeah,
happen?
yeah.
So that's one reason. The second reason,
He's writing the book. You guys should write it together. But hey, go ahead.
the second reason is that I think that younger women they're looking more for the relationship. And it's not always. Obviously, everyone's looking for something
Yeah.
different. But sometimes, if you're in this life phase, you're not necessarily looking for the same. You're not trying to build a family. You're not
Right.
you know,
Right.
And so
That's already out.
Yeah.
Already parented.
So
Been there, done that.
there can be overlap in that you both are looking just for companionship and a fun time.
But I think the confidence is really key. That's key.
It is key. So what would your tip, like I feel like the confidence does come as you're older, and I thought I was confident, but now I'm way more confident. But how do you advise people, like, I don't know, were you always confident, or do you think you had to get more confident? I was trying to break it down
Yeah.
for the youngins. Where I was like, I don't know why I'm talking like this right now, but I do think that. I'm like, well, I think I always was. I don't remember being super
Yeah.
insecure, but I definitely know now, like, how to get off, what I need, what we're
Yeah.
doing. I'm in charge. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
going to fuck around with bad sex.
No,
Have
I'm
the
not
best.
Why would you never fake an orgasm? There's
Never.
so many. Okay, I'm on the same page as you,
Yeah,
Emily. You
yeah.
know that. So
Always.
I just think the confidence that I had sexually definitely grew by being in a marriage for 24 years. I mean, come on,
Right.
You're experimenting, you're doing stuff, you're trying stuff. You have to be open about what you want. You're not scared to walk around naked.
Right.
And
that's part of it is the body confidence. Because we were
Yeah.
thinking about this yesterday. We opened the show. We're like, someone emailed us or called in. They were like, what? They're like, my boyfriend said I wasn't sexual. And I feel like I'm not a sexual person. But she says, I feel like I am. I love sex. But he says I'm not sexual. And we were thinking, well, what does that mean to be a sexual person? And I was just thinking, like, is it someone who talks about sex a lot? Someone who masturbates a lot? Is she more like, is she not dressing too sexy? And she gets to decide. I'm like, he doesn't have to label you, like, if you're feeling sexual. But of course, maybe there's some things you could, it's confidence, it's being in your body, really enjoying it, I think. And
being
so-
adventuresome, having
Yeah.
fun.
It's a whole vibe.
It's
you
a
know?
vibe.
Right?
You know, you can feel when someone's like dripping
Sex.
Oh man, yeah.
Dripping. What do you mean dripping?
This is-
Vaginal
I just
dripping?
started
What do you mean
remembering.
dripping?
I remember this girl.
Dripping.
I was talking. Oh God.
Tell us everything. I heard you read your DMs too. I want to read.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Sliding into my DMs is like a fucking disaster.
Okay.
It is anyway.
Go drip it. Go back to dripping. Back to dripping.
This girl, I fell in love with this French girl named Beverly. This girl was dripping with sexuality, like oozing sexiness.
You met her in person?
Met her. Yeah.
I
Yes,
always
one of the
check.
few. I actually meet in person. I
Okay.
don't build it. And then just, it was just a mismatch. That was the one thing that was holding
She
us
was
together.
not very nice to you, and I was not happy with her.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Wait, the mom
Thank
comes
you,
after.
mother. Mama Bear came in.
Love
I
that.
was very upset with that.
Okay, so explain to me what
Beverly, you bitch.
is dripping. Don't come around here no more, Beverly. You're not welcome.
Oh my
Bev.
God!
You went,
She
"Welcome
would actually.
anymore."
She would be welcome. Actually.
No,
I mean,
she would not.
No, I think she'd be
A
welcome.
leopard doesn't change its spots. What do you mean she'd be welcome?
Well, maybe-
She was so mean to you.
All right, relax.
She
It
had
wasn't
you buy
Mom.
her a drink, and then she went off with some other guy.
It was a bad night. It was a bad night.
Moms never forget.
I actually forgot that.
This was like
You
5
remember? I
years ago.
can't believe you
How
remember
many years
that.
ago was this?
It must have been 5 years ago.
5 years ago. I
love you
never.
guys.
Do not forget
This is
about it.
amazing.
Oh, you guys are amazing. Okay, so what did it mean that she was oozing sex?
It's
that will
just-
help us.
Yeah, it's such an like how do you describe that? It's like you want
How do you
if you
describe the
could
wind?
you would want to fuck the shit out of her, but
But you wouldn't now that you know that you don't do that. Correct.
it's just like this.
She
It's a
didn't
confidence.
know.
It's
She
like an
didn't know.
error of like I don't give a fuck.
Right.
It's
She didn't know about your expertise at cunnilingus.
well.
You could lead with
this is-
that. No, I mean you don't lead, but you could.
Lead with that.
Yeah, what do you
I've
say?
had
Excuse me,
guys lead
I
with
could-
that. I have definitely had guys lead with that. They say to me, and that was like one of the first things that it was actually turn off.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
Oh.
You can't lead with it.
yeah, I can
Don't lead with it.
I can make you come.
Same.
Yeah,
Like ew.
wait,
Ew,
why
you
d-
don't know me. Oh, my vulva.
Ah, okay, so that's why it is. It's not like, oh, this is just an excuse. Like
I'm really
he's,
good.
He's compensating for other things.
And he's not good. A guy who always tell you he's good is not
Yes.
good. Someone who tell you they're funny is not funny.
Right.
No, I swear I'm funny. I'm really funny. Although I think I did that yesterday to someone, but I was like, oh, you haven't heard the show. I'm funny.
You are pretty
But
funny.
no, but you know what I mean? The guy's like, I'm really funny. Like, show, don't tell.
Oh
So
yeah,
if he's
Yeah.
you're gonna fuck the shit out of he's or I'm gonna make you come. I don't know.
yeah. That is such.
It's
a turn-off.
it's tricky, you know,
Yeah,
to kind
yeah.
of figure out how you're gonna what have you guys learned though about sex? Tell me, since you've been doing this.
Holy shit.
Well,
How about you? Has your sex life gotten better? Like I know mine has after 14 years. Like I started because my sex life was in the 12. I was like, my sex life sucked. I was like, and I'm hard on myself, so maybe I'm like, I'm just fine. But I just thought it could be so much better. And I know I've learned stuff. I still learning stuff all the time, but I feel like my relationships have improved. What about you guys? I mean, it's a lot of talking. 2.5 years, Sex Talk with My Mom is their podcast. I mean,
I think
What'd you
my knowledge of sex changed a lot because of it seems lately even people are just so more open about exploring things like anal, and I never even heard the word pegging before. I mean, I heard
Right,
about
why would you?
I mean, but even at like light S&M, if someone said to me I wanted do S&M on you, I'd be like, get the fuck away from me. What are you,
Is
crazy?
that what
Right,
you call it, by the way?
exactly.
I want to do S&M on you?
or bondage, or like dom sub, dominance.
Whatever the
yeah.
word terminology
He showed up
is.
with handcuffs. You'd be like,
Get out of here.
Right.
And I had friends of mine who said that to me, like, oh, this guy wanted to, like, hit me and slap me around, spank me, and I was like, get away from me. And I'm like thinking, yeah, and I used to have this thing like anal, and my butt says exit only,
Right,
I mean,
right.
that was like how it was, and now it's like,
Anal's on the menu.
Anal's the new black.
Anal is on the
Right.
menu.
anal's a new blowjob. I used to say, yeah, when I
Anal's the new black.
It is. In like 2005, when I started, I was like, whoa. The year I started my podcast, we declared this, anal is a new blowjob, because I feel like anal wasn't on the menu before that. It was like, I think it's because of porn.
I mean,
And
maybe
whatever.
butt play was.
Butt plays, but what anal wasn't
a
expected.
finger, but nobody's like sticking them. I mean, it was very rare. I had a friend once who said, "Oh, I do it once in a while when it's the mood strikes me." And I was like, "Ooh, she does anal. What about her? Let's hear about this."
So do you now like anal?
I'm still not a big fan.
Right.
I like butt play, but I'm just not a big fan of it. I think I just like vagina.
Yeah, that's fine. You've got several holes. You got holes to choose from.
What about you? Big fan.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but it depends. The right time, right place, right penis.
Yeah, I mean, you get a gigantic
What
penis.
makes a good penis for anal?
Well, not a big one. That's for damn sure.
It's okay, but
Very true. Super true.
yeah, depending on, but for some people, they be like, yes, give me the biggest.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know.
Many.
Porn
I don't know.
stars.
I think it's more about, honestly, it's more about the connection I have with the person and liking their penis and feeling safe and feeling like I know it and that's how it feels inside me. So, yeah. But maybe it was massive. I don't think I've, it's a good question.
Yeah, I had
Just
a guy
penis
that
I know
I
and,
had
a penis
guys.
that I know and respect. That I've
You have
had
to
some time
respect
with.
the
We've traveled together. We've shared a meal. We've hung out. Like I know that penis. I could picture that penis in
You
my
don't
anus.
want to. You don't want the.
I don't want a rando penis.
Yeah, this guy that says to me, they named his penis in high school the animal.
Oh God.
So I'm thinking to myself, and then I thought out loud and told him, well, there's no anal going on over there with you. If your penis
animal
is called
is
the
not
animal,
going
that
in.
ain't going in.
He thought to lead with that. Isn't that funny how we
Well, I didn't say that he led with it. It was
Right.
just part of the conversation when I first met him. I'm thinking, anal, never happening.
Right.
No.
I gotcha. It's not always on the menu. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Okay, so what about masturbation? It's Happy Masturbation Month.
Thank you.
I mean, obviously, you guys knew that.
I
right?
did.
Or did you? Because I feel like people in our profession, I've just been introducing it to my serious audience here, that it's a whole month that you get to do stuff.
That's another new thing.
Okay.
That-
Anal.
I mean, guys always talked about masturbating. Women never talked about masturbating.
Exactly.
Never. I mean, we would do it, but we would be like hiding it. Or we'd talk about it maybe with some girlfriends.
You
But
had those few girlfriends.
But you wouldn't talk about it even with like my husband. I don't think I even told him I masturbated.
Right. Because it was like, and that's still the world that a lot of people live in, that they're very fearful. We get a lot of calls here that people are like, I wish that my partner would masturbate and she doesn't, or confusion about why their partner does, because we don't talk about it.
And a lot of people are like, oh, she has to masturbate. That means I'm not doing something right. I'm like, no, that is not the case.
Yeah.
Masturbation is just like part of life.
It is part of a healthy life.
Are you recommending porn with masturbation? Is that on the menu?
I recommend porn. I love when couples watch porn together, because I think if you can find like any other way, inspiration or ways to kind of try something new or a new position, and you're like, oh, we never thought about that. I never thought to put my leg over my shoulder or whatever, your shoulder. That could be cool. And I think finding porn that you like together, like, Erica Lust. Have you guys had Erica on your show?
She's coming on.
She's coming in right now.
She's coming.
She's
See
coming
you
on
No,
in July.
Okay, good. She's amazing, but she makes great porn for women that are from the female gaze, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not honestly, like I think that porn is great for many people, but just like a lot of things in moderation, it can also be a problem. I recommend my masturbation month thing is like, it's not like I think you should like up it, like start masturbating more frequently when doing this. Like, I think it's more about, I was giving a hand job with my fake penis in my hand, but it's more about exploring, like are there different ways you could touch yourself? Could you edge with yourself? Could you bring yourself to orgasm?
Could you have an orgasm with your eyes open?
Yeah.
I cannot.
Like I'm trying to think. If I'm masturbating.
Think about it. All you girls in the room here.
Yeah.
You can?
Have you ever,
no.
Yeah.
No, we
no.
got 2 no's, 1 yes. See?
No, that's like when you sneeze, like the sneeze and keeping your eyes open. It's like impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
I'm trying to think of
No. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes when you're doing it?
I have definitely.
But then you, like that one moment. That you
Yeah,
have
then
to
the guys start closing.
yeah.
It's closing time.
I'm trying to think if it's like,
I'm going to have to put this to the test later.
I literally want to leave right now and do it. I don't know.
Let's
I feel
ask
like
the
I
people
do.
listening.
Oh yeah, call us. Do you
Call
guys
us.
do orgasm without a Do you orgasm
with your
That's
eyes
right, with your eyes
open or
open? Is that
closed?
possible?
Yeah,
Call us right now, 888-947-8277. You can call us with anything. It's Sex Talk with my mom here.
Yeah.
Cam KarenLee.
I definitely have
Cam KarenLee, what
orgasmed
up?
with my eyes open.
I think it's different with women than men.
Yeah, I think I'm convinced. By the way, the male orgasm now pales so far in comparison to the women orgasm.
Right? That you learned that too, right?
Yes, it's nothing. I'm like, why do we even bother?
But yeah.
This is
But you could start learning to have orgasm without ejaculation. You missed that part of the conversation earlier.
Oh wow! I have actually explored
Tantric
this.
sex?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
do it.
I have explored this.
I would welcome you to do that.
There's a lot of I've
There's so much
experienced
to
weird
learn,
shit
right?
trying to do
I was going to ask
this.
you guys, what have you guys done sexually or experienced since you started that you thought you wouldn't have, or that's been the most like If anything at all.
Separately.
Separate. Well, not together. They do not have sex. They're just
What am I, a
amazing.
Tosh.0 again?
Yeah, I know. No, not together.
Do you want to go first?
What have I? Like since the podcast per se.
Yeah, or maybe
I'm just like more open-minded about.
Yeah.
Just like my boyfriend. The reason he fell in love with me is because I reminded him of Nina Hartley, the porn star.
Oh,
so
I love Nina.
We were having we would be having sex, and he would literally be like, moves me aside so he could see the TV. I'm like, what the hell is that?
And aren't you good friends with Nina? I love Nina.
Yeah, I'm very
now
good
we're friends
with
with her. You're like, hey.
Yeah, and he's always like, hey, that's my free pass, right? And I'm like, yeah, probably if she wanted to, why not?
Right.
Listen, it doesn't. And I think in my past I would have been like, what do you mean you want to have sex with someone else?
Right. But when you get old, you're just like, no, or we're just more mature.
I know that she's going to teach him stuff that's going to be like beneficial for me.
Yeah, you're like,
it's all
go do
about
it.
me. Yeah.
It's all about you. It's all about your pleasure. That's a good one to learn.
So is this what you learned from doing the podcast? That your boyfriend is into Nina
no,
Hartley?
I'm more open-minded about
doesn't freak
sex and love and where those two
I
fit
see.
together.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Cam?
How has my sex life changed?
Yeah.
I've gone to.
Mom laughed.
I know. Well, I've been to some
He's
weird
been to
weird
way
parties.
more parties than I have.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been as open to like some BDSM parties that I've been to. Not that I did anything wild, but
no, but
I
you
went.
You saw it. Yeah, no, that's the first. You got your foot in the door.
Yes.
You went to Burning Man.
Yeah, that's fun. Did you love it?
I did, and it was a struggle to survive, but it was good. It was fun.
Just because of the desert or just other things?
Yes. But then
I was there years ago. But,
spanking and weird shit. Yeah. I also think that just learn. I didn't know anything about sex.
Right.
And then you talk about it and you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize you could do that. I realized communication was like, obviously everyone knows that's lubrication.
Lubrication is a lubrication.
But it is wild that is like the foundation of it all.
Lubrication? Communication. Sorry.
Communication. Yeah.
It is the foundation.
It's nuts.
People you talking about blowjobs and anal all day. I'm like, sometimes, but not all day. It's mostly about communication. How do you talk about it to your partner and yourself? And how do you stop the messages you have about what's good, what's taboo, what's right, what's wrong? Like, how do you even communicate about it?
I was just talking to someone who his whole journey right now is to try to talk about his ED with the person he's sleeping with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hard. It's
he's got to talk about it.
And then to say like, yeah, we're just gonna have sex. I'm not gonna focus on coming, and don't be offended if I don't come. It has nothing to do with you. But that's such a hard thing for someone to say.
It's so hard. Well, it's really hard to say it. And then it's also hard sometimes for women to hear that because we're like, if a penis doesn't ejaculate, it is our fault. I'm going to add to the list of all the things I fucked up on. I'm not sexy. And he's not attracted to me. Like, we don't get it when the penis malfunctions.
Right.
Or not mine malfunctions.
Yes.
And not that it did. It's fine that your penis. So, yeah, erectile dysfunction is a big thing. And also, I think that couples need to, I think it's important with those cases, like you're in a team. Like, I love that he went and talked to her about it. But then also, you guys are in it together. Like, that's what I like to people to understand, that it's not one person's job to fix it alone.
Right. Yeah.
That you both can kind of get on board with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no, a lot of people, like recently, someone came up to me, a young guy, he's like 21 years old, and he's asking me about super orgasms. He's like, can I give my girlfriend a super orgasm? I'm like, where are you hearing these terms from? I mean, there's so much unknown about all of this stuff. And
is that a thing, a super orgasm?
I don't know. I mean,
that's so. I'm
it's
glad
like a super meal. It's like a big meal.
Exactly.
I don't know, supersize my orgasm. I mean, maybe like it's a great orgasm. It was terrific. It was just super.
It was just I said, what does
I had
it
the most
mean?
terrific orgasm last night.
Super.
How was your day?
Now you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to give someone a super orgasm.
Yeah, just get the orgasm down. Have you seen the clitoris?
I mean, that's the whole thing, I think. If guys would just realize this one simple thing. Girls don't give a fuck about your dick and your coming and all that other stuff. They don't. I mean, no one wants to be pounded for 45 minutes. All we want is to have a good orgasm on ourselves.
However you got to get it. However you got to give it to us.
Yeah, just give it to us. Let's do it together. But you know what? If you can't do it, I can live with that.
You can live with it if they can't give you one?
No, if he can't come,
you're fine.
I can live with that. I can go to bed.
Yeah, you're fine if you didn't come right. But that gets to a certain, you have to understand that now, whereas a lot of women are like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, and women are pleasers, many of us, and we're like, oh, I gotta give, I don't get. But that's what I would love if I could teach my younger self or the younger people in my life, like my nieces and my friends' kids, and I'm just like I had one, she's like, I've had this friends with benefit, she's like 20, this is my niece, I got credit, she said I've not talked to her about her, I'm like, what's the benefit? Like, are you having an orgasm? She's like, well, I get to cuddle. I'm like, are you having an orgasm? No. I'm like, that is a friend with a deficit. That is not a friend with a benefit. What is the benefit? And she's like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, no, there's got to be a benefit.
Yeah.
We don't know. Women don't know. So I wish I could tell my younger self, like, it's not about giving him great blowjobs. It's not about whatever I was doing. But I did fake it in my 20s because I just wanted the pounding to stop already. Stop the pounding.
But I mean, that's the whole thing is why can't we just say, hey, I'm tired. Let's go to bed. We'll try this again in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's what we learned. I wish my vision just to get people to talk about sex like they're talking about the weather, like you guys do in a very non-confrontational, fun way. Listening to Cam and KarenLee on Sex Talk with my mom. Congratulations on your podcast. I have a few questions to ask you. Would you like to play a game of Would You Rather?
Yes.
Okay. Would you rather have bad sex or no sex at all?
That's a tough one.
You both get to answer.
Oh, no sex.
No sex.
Okay. Would you rather have foreplay and no sex or sex without foreplay?
Sex without foreplay.
Wait, foreplay, no sex?
Yeah, you could only
I'll
have
do
foreplay.
Foreplay, no sex.
See, I agree.
Oh, well.
He wants to fuck the shit out of someone and he can't if he only has foreplay.
There's just not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be blindfolded or handcuffed during sex?
Well, based on what I just said about orgasms with your eyes closed, I guess I'd be blindfolded is fine.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Cam?
Probably blindfolded as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you take the handcuffs then?
I could use handcuffs.
We had a sponsor give us
I took a
handcuffs,
blindfold
and
too.
he just like grabbed everything. I'm like, what are you grabbing everything?
I need a little treasure chest.
Yeah, he was someone who wants to be handcuffed.
Yes.
Yeah,
I also
just
like
took
handcuffs.
I have handcuffs for you if you need some more.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've got a whole
he
sex
doesn't.
closet.
He doesn't need them because he took them.
Oh, right. Well, if you need them.
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
I'm
sorry, if you need them.
Yeah, I'm the one with
Cam's
the lack
already
of
pilfering
handcuffs.
all your toys. Okay, here's what else we want here. What would be in my other? Okay. Would you rather be terrible at foreplay or terrible at sex?
This is very confusing. Because I was starting to think that the foreplay is the sex, and now
It kind of is. I don't love this question because I like sex to be more linear anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want another bonus question?
Sure.
Would you rather fart uncontrollably when you orgasm or cry inconsolably?
Oh, God damn. Definitely fart.
Bonus question.
Phenomenal question.
Farting. Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah,
Really?
farting you
Farting
could laugh
is fun.
after.
Farting is hilarious.
For sure.
I'd rather cry.
Really?
Oh.
No, because I don't cry enough, and when I cry, I'm so happy. Like, I'm
Oh,
like,
you were
cried.
thinking
Wow.
of tears
Oh.
of happiness crying. I was thinking
Yeah.
of tears of like,
'cause
I'm
sometimes
upset.
people cry with orgasm. Oh, no, I just want to cry. I want to feel deeply.
I don't think I've ever had an orgasm where I cried.
Never?
Never. No. I'm just
Okay.
not a
Is
crier.
this a thing?
Women do cry. A lot of women do report crying after orgasm, and I have before. Yeah, because it's so closely tied. You're already in this aroused state. Your hormones are
wow.
excited but confused but happy and sad. It's all the things. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're sad. It's just emotional.
Okay, so I think I was very ignorant to this because the times I've heard people crying, it's like it triggered a memory of like a trauma or something like that.
that's the only time.
Well, that's if they're having a trauma response, breath quickening and they're rolling into the fetal position. But when I do it now, if it happens, I'm not saying it happens. It's probably happened maybe once or twice a year. I have a good crying orgasm, but it's not uncontrollable. And then I cry and I'm like, no, it's good. It's okay. I'm happy. Like I right away clarify, like no need to call 911 or don't run. Like I'm not, Like
Gotcha.
when I hear like an unbelievable concert, like in a really cozy environment, like at the Chicago Theater or something like that, and you hear this music and it just like goes over you, and I can start crying.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know about
Not
orgasm.
orgasms. Okay. Yeah.
I'm
I'm just looking for an excuse to cry. It just comes out with the hormone. Really. I'm like, oh, I'm crying. It's awesome. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you the best?
You can find us at wherever you're listening to podcasts. I guess if you're listening to Sirius XM, you're not necessarily listening to podcasts.
But no, we're trying to get them.
iTunes.
You guys, they're everywhere you can find podcasts.
On Spotify, yeah.
Yeah, at Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. Same with where you can find my podcast, Sex with Emily. I'm trying to bring, we want
bring them on
people to
board.
do everything.
And
Sex Talk with my mom.
Patreon. They have a Patreon account. Okay, cool. And we're going to put this all in our show notes as well. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into your emails. I love answering your questions. It's why I'm here, why I exist on the planet. And if you want a question answered on the show, go to my website, sexwithemily.com, click the Ask Emily tab, fill out the short form, or just email feedback@sexwithemily.com. But please, please, please always include your name, your age, where you live, and how you listen to the show.
Okay, this first one comes to us from Jacob, who's 22, who did not give a location, but it's okay.
We'll let that slide.
All right. He says, Dear Emily, I've recently started listening to your podcast and I really enjoyed them. Really great advice. I've been with my girlfriend, who is also 22, for almost 2 years now, and we still haven't had sex. She's a virgin and hasn't done anything sexual with anybody. I'm the first guy that she's kissed. At the beginning of our relationship, I was fine with her saying she's not ready, but it's been 2 years and she's not even warming up to the idea of having sex. I love her very much. I'm not trying to press her to do anything she would regret, but every time I bring up the subject, it always ends with a fight and frustration. My question is whether I should just wait until she changes her mind or should we just break up? Thanks.
All right, Jacob. Okay, so here's the thing. 2 years, you haven't had sex, she's a virgin. Here's the thing, she's probably just decided for whatever reason that, could be her background, her culture, religion, that she wants to wait to have sex. Maybe till she's married or till she's a certain place in her life. So I mean, she probably didn't know how she was going to feel in the relationship, and I'm sure you were assuming 2 years in she'd be ready for it, but she's not. So I don't think it's breaking up or waiting till she changes her mind. There's something in between there, and that would be a really honest conversation that you have with her, and you say, you know what, I really love you, I love our relationship, but sex is something, intercourse is something that I really am interested in right now, and I'd love to do it with you, and I don't want to pressure you, and I don't want you to feel like it's all that I care about, but it certainly is something that I think is an important part of having a healthy sexual relationship. So is this something that you think, do you see it in the future at all? Are you waiting for marriage? Like, get more information from her, because in your mind, she's just like, no, nothing's changed in 2 years, but maybe it has. Maybe she's closer. Maybe she's like absolutely waiting till marriage, and in which case you got to decide, am I ready to get married? Is she my long-term plan? So I think having a conversation that is not just, I'm breaking up with you because this isn't working, but getting more information about where she's at, checking in, and then making your decision is the best way to go. Thank you, Jacob, for your email. I'm glad you found the show.
Okay, this next one comes to us from a fellow Emily, 25, in Washington. Dear Emily, I'm very self-conscious of my odor and taste. I've had several partners give me oral, but have been too nervous about my smell and taste to enjoy it. I know that it's an issue because recently a partner went down on me for a short time, quickly moved on to something else, and when we finished, he left the room. When he came back, he clearly had used mouthwash. I shower nearly every day and have been tested and there aren't any medical issues. I'm not sure what else I can do at this point other than warn partners and let them know that they don't have to go down on me. What can I do? How can I discuss this with partners?
All right. Okay, Emily, I'm not sure. I don't see in here why you think you have some kind of odor or taste that isn't working. I got to be honest with you, you're 25. I'm just going to put this out there. Many people in their 20s do not get the oral that they require or deserve that would feel good to them. Your partners might just be doing the whole 1 minute down there dip, thinking that's all they have to do, and then come back up for sex. There's no indication here that there's anything wrong with your odor or your taste. This is just one experience. Maybe he does that with everyone he's with. He goes down for a minute. That's one of my huge pet peeves. I'm like, guy goes down to me for 1 minute. You could have left the room, got me a glass of water, come back in, and that would have been way more effective than 1 minute downtown. I think it's important to always have, shower after sex, go to the bathroom after sex. There are freshies. Oh my God, we're obsessed, you guys, with the you guys know that I love the Woo More Play Lube. Well, now they have these thing called freshies, and they're before and after sex wipes, and they smell amazing. I feel like though there's, if that would just give you some more confidence, but I just don't think this should stop you from wanting to have oral sex. Yes, some women do have odors and they're not aware of it because it could be they have some kind of STD or something going on. They might have a bacterial vaginosis, but unless you've been I don't see any evidence here that there's been a problem. So I think you're fine, Emily. I think you're fine. I just think they're not spending enough time. And of course, as women, we think, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? Whereas if a man had a woman go down on him for a minute, he might be like, what's her problem?
Exactly. He would be like...
He wouldn't be like, what's wrong with my penis?
She obviously doesn't like
She didn't like my
blowjobs.
penis. Yeah. No, not at all.
It's not about my penis, it's all penises. She doesn't do that.
Right.
That's would be their first thought.
Exactly.
What the hell? Why is that?
Well, it's because women, we're pleasers. We care. We just do that. I don't know. But Emily, this is not about you. This is about you asking for what you want and saying, I love a man who goes downtown to me for a while. Stays there all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Half the night.
Half the night.
That's, that's my agenda. You don't have to doubt my own agenda. Yeah.
Okay, this next one comes to us from Annika, who's 22 in Michigan. Hi, Emily. I'm 22 and have gotten into a relationship with a 30-year-old man. It started out as a spring break fling when I went back to my hometown of Myrtle Beach. We've known each other for years but never got together for some reason or another before, probably my age. We started hooking up and the sex and connection we had was amazing. We've been doing long distance for 2 months now, but he's getting much more serious than I'm comfortable with. He says he's never connected and liked someone as much as me, but I get very stressed about putting my life on hold to maintain a relationship with him. I'm in my 20s and don't want to regret this time in my life. He feels this is a once-in-a-lifetime connection and he has the experience to tell, but I do not. I don't know if I'll ever connect with someone as well emotionally and sexually again. Help. What should I do?
Okay, Annika, let me tell you something. At 22 years old, you're exactly where you should be. You meet someone, you have a connection that you've never felt before because, let's be honest, you probably haven't had the experience to meet a lot of different people yet. You just haven't. And so whenever you have those first pangs with somebody, you have these feelings in your 20s that every time you end it with someone or meet someone that you'll never meet someone as great as this person. But I got to tell you, that's just a fallacy. You will find that person and you're not going to spend your life regretting that you're not with this 30-year-old guy who, yes, he has more years than you, but it doesn't mean that, he's feeling this experience. And that could also be intoxicating that he's saying to you, oh my God, this connection is once in a lifetime. It's like someone's trying to sell you something on the street and they walk up to you like, this is a rare gem. You must buy it. We only have 3 left and it's so precious. And you'd be like, oh my God, I've never wanted a rare gem, but that rare gem looks great. And maybe I could make it into a ring or I could make it a bracelet. No, he's selling this to you in a way that not because he's trying to do something that's like nefarious. It's more that he really feels it. But I think that you just said that you're not ready for it. It's been long distance for 2 months. He's getting more serious than you're comfortable with right now. Please pay attention to that. That's all I heard in here that I want you to narrow on. That's the part that's about you. That's not about him telling you he's got some rare gem of a connection that you'll never get again. So if you're not comfortable with it, you're in your 20s, you're going to find other people, other experiences, and just tell him you gotta cool it down a little bit and take time to date other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like this. I understand it, but I just think if I could stop everybody here from thinking that you're never going to feel however you're feeling now again, it's just not true. There are people who become widowed later in life or whatever happens to people, you will find love if that's something that you're interested in. So just staying with someone because you believe it won't happen again is no reason to stay.
Yeah, and I hope he's not like trying to fill her head either.
Well, it sounds like it because she's like, he's 30, so he has more years. What'd she say? She said,
yeah, like he's got the experience.
He's got the experience to know that this is something special. And
sounds manipulative.
It sounds a little manipulative too. Yeah. So that's a significant age difference in your 20s too.
It is.
You're in different places.
It's weird. I didn't start dating people in their 30s until 23.
Yeah.
Like I really didn't feel ready, and then all of a sudden I was like, now I feel like I can do that.
Yeah. All right, Annika, keep doing you.
Okay, let's get to Matt. He's 35 from the South. He writes, Hi, Emily. My wife and I have discussed voyeurism and the possibility of being watched via webcam. While it sounds hot, it's a little scary to put yourself out there. Is there any source of videos that can be used as a tool in role-playing this out, or a recording but pretending it's a live person or a person egging us on, telling us to do, etc.? Thanks.
All right. Okay, Matt, here's the thing. I understand that voyeurism is hot and being watched webcam, all that. But it is scary, and you have to realize people could be recording it, that you're putting yourself out there. Like your neighbor could be watching, your friends from high school. Who knows who's going to be on it? But I like the idea of playing it out. Like, why not just use your own camera and kind of fake it and be like, okay, hey, right now they're watching us. Oh, Barbie from Minnesota is asking us a question, babe. Like, you could just kind of fake it and really get into it. Like, you guys know that role playing actually works. So just kind of get into your moment. Maybe you guys could also first watch some other webcams together, and then that would also give you ideas to say, like, what actually really happens. I think just faking it with a camera set up, watching it after, and then like recording. You could even record your voices, like, and telling you guys to do stuff and playing during sex. You could even just be like, right now, I want you to go down on him or go down on her. And you could just play it in the background like it's somebody else saying it, but really it's your voice. So then you guys could really be focused and see, like, how does that feel? What do we think about that? And just dig a little bit deeper online and watch some other webcams and see if it's just the kind of stuff we actually want to do. But I love that you're being hesitant about it and that you're actually taking pause and doing all the right things. And that would be role playing it, talking it through, and seeing how it really lands with you before you jump into the webcam waters.
Mm-hmm. That actually sounds really fun. To even just like record yourself beforehand and then play it and then see if you can do it still.
I love it.
Or like I think people need to use their imaginations more.
They do. Remember when imaginations were all we had when we were kids? It was fun. We stopped because people tell us we're weird or you got to study. Whatever I did. I hate studying. So I think it is fun to use your imagination with your lover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next one comes to us from Noelle, who's 22 in Indiana. Hi, Emily. I'm so glad I found your show as it's helped me navigate many of the insecurities I've faced in my relationships. However, I do have one thing that I just don't know how to figure out. About 2 years ago, I was sexually assaulted by someone close to me. Since then, I've been completely celibate. I feel that I've healed from this experience for the most part, except for coming to terms with having sex again. I've had little desire to have sex until I met my current partner. We've been seeing each other for a few months, and he's very understanding about my hesitation. I trust him completely, and I so badly want to take the next step and have sex with him, but I'm so uncomfortable with it. He mentioned to me that he noticed that I flinch when he kisses me. I'm aware this is 100% in my own head, and it's been so long since it's happened. I'm ready to get back out there and do it again. Do you have any advice?
Okay, Noelle, this is a really great question because, first of all, I'm sorry for what you've been through. It's sexual assault is not an easy thing. It's actually traumatic. Really, I know that you think that you're past it, but I'm curious if you've had any really great therapy around it because that's going to be the only way that you're truly going to get through it. I think sometimes we make the mistake of thinking since time has passed that we're okay with it because we've thought about it a lot. It doesn't hurt as much. The truth around that is that it actually gets more deeply repressed into our system, but it's still there. For example, he kisses you and you flinch and you are hesitant about sex. So what I really want you to do is focus on your mental health, and I'd love you to find a therapist who specializes in trauma work and sexual assault work, not just a regular therapist. Maybe they do EMDR therapy, which is a really revolutionary, transformative therapy, and just kind of talking it through with a professional will allow you to get out of your head. It's not time just passing or a partner that you love. It's you doing the work. Now, you could also do the work and be sharing this with your partner, what you guys are talking about in therapy, but I would take some of the pressure off of yourself for sex and put that energy into finding a really good therapist where you live. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Noelle.
Okay.
Best of luck to you.
She was really cute when she sent the email. She put in a trigger warning for sexual assault. I'm like,
thank you.
You're so sweet.
Noelle, thank you for opening up and sharing this with us because it's so common. It's more common than we think. And I mean, I just had a conversation with a new friend, and she's like 45 and she's still dealing with being assaulted when she was 6. She said she just recently remembered a family member assaulting her, and she still realizes that and she's gone through marriage and divorce and she has kids, and she still realizes that it's had a hold on her since then. And she feels uncomfortable when certain parts of her bodies are touched. So all I'm telling you is, Nicole, even if it doesn't feel like it at 22, you're ahead of the game in the sense of that it happened. And now you can really do the work that will help you release it so you don't have to wake up at 45 and see like you're still going through some of the same things. Because my friend hadn't had therapy either, and I was talking to her about that.
No, it's important.
It's important, you guys. I'm telling you.
This last one comes to us from Cindy, who's 53 in Colorado. Dear Emily, when I first met my boyfriend, he said he loves cunnilingus, but I've been with him for 2 years, and he's only done it for me 5 times, and I've had to ask. I've asked him if he doesn't like my vulva. He uses the excuse that he just enjoys penetration more. Not sure if this matters, but he was married for 20 years and she cheated on him multiple times.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's relevant about the cheating part, but we could get back to that in a minute. Cindy, I think 2 years and he's only gone down on you 5 times. I would think that there's a few things going down here. He might actually, if he was married for 20 years, it doesn't mean that he's like a great cunnilinguist, that he loved going down on his wife and not you. I would say that he probably got with her in his 20s and he never really got into it. She didn't demand it of him. She didn't ask for it. And then therefore he's not honed his skills, right? There's some women that don't like it. And so for whatever reasons, they just don't. So maybe he is actually maybe a little bit more insecure about his skills to go down. And in his mind, if he hasn't been doing it a lot, he just truly believes he prefers penetration more because it's been so many years since he's done it. So I would let him know then outside the bedroom, tell him that it's not just an option for you, that you actually require oral sex and you love receiving it and you think it would be so hot. And you'd say, I know you like penetration a lot and I like it too, but this is a requirement for me. Is this something that we could talk about? Would you be on board for this? More so, I'd be happy to show you what I like and what feels good to me. But it's really, I think it's such an important part of a healthy sex life for me. And then see what he says. And if he's like, nope, not my jam, or yeah, actually, I'd love to know what you like, see where it goes from there. Because this happened to me once and he said, you know what, oral sex isn't my thing. And I said, well then, you're not my thing. And I left the relationship. There were other problems in the relationship. And now that I know more, I would have been like, well, what do you mean by that? It's not your, because I really love the guy. There were other problems. But I think that sometimes it's just because guys don't know. Maybe some guys don't like it, but they just also need some more information or they need to know how to do it better. They need some tips. Because I think if a guy is really masters it, like when you really master or giving a blowjob, like you feel good about it when you're confident, enthusiastic, and confident in your skills, and connected to your partner. So maybe he hasn't had those like secure performing oral sex experiences where he got endorsed for it. And there's someone's like where someone's like, that was amazing, I loved it, babe. Maybe he's always felt like it was an awkward thing, just like everything. If he never learned it,
your oral experience was endorsed by Sally.
Yeah, he got a great Yelp review. He never got a 5-star oral Yelp review, and I feel bad for him. So do some teaching there. See if he's down to pleasing you. You're in your 50s. I'm going to assume he's about your age, and at this point, he should be willing to please you or not. That's how I feel. All right, guys, great questions. I hope you enjoyed this show. We love Sex Talk with my mom. Thank you for being on. Thanks to my amazing team, Ken, Kristen, Michelle, producer, Jamie, and Michael. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.